Hello, everyone. My name is Isabella. I'm here with Mark, who's our CTO and founder. Today, we'll get right into it. Our topic is dashboards and containers. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about it. Give us an overview.
Perfect. When developing SCADA HMI applications, it's very common to have very advanced graphics like this one that we are covering in the vector graphics presentations, where you have a process diagram, a machine. But it's also very common to have layouts like this one. We have a dashboard, which is a grid with many cells, and you can organize, maximize those cells. And the dashboards, they are also always responsive. By me, by that I mean when you resize the window, it automatically organizes the blocks to have the good visibility, reorganizing those blocks as you resize the window. That feature also happens automatically if you open this application in a mobile device. It opens right away with the organization of blocks that's suitable for the mobile device. So these kinds of layout of applications that you call dashboards is one built-in feature, and I'm going to show now how to create that and how to combine dashboards with vector graphics and containers. Because additionally to basic controls in those cells like trend charts, gauges, you can have stack panels, you can have many containers with advanced graphics in each of those cells. So you can do very advanced UIs very easily. That
Perfect.
looks good for you.
No, perfect. And I would highlight that this comes out of the box. Our product, anytime you download, you get the full graphical um, tools. So dashboards are included. You don't have to buy any add-ons for that.
Exactly. And to show that, I will open the Framework Solution Center to create a new solution from scratch. And this solution, I'll keep the default to be the large size application. Can be multi-platform Windows. Only in this case, I'm going to create Windows. And if you do in your home, try to pick up these layouts here called Bottling Portable Layouts, because it comes already with some predefined displays that will be helpful for you to learn the concept of dashboards and the concept of layouts. That's another video.
Perfect.
So when you create an application, you can go to the drawing tool. That is where you can create new displays and new user interfaces to your application. And we saw that when you create those new pages, which I will do now here in the new button, you can create a canvas, a vector graph drawing, or a dashboard. When you create dashboards, what does happen that you have these grids. By default, we come with 4 sections. And in the Azure, it's very easy to resize, as you can see here, the organization, or you can delete some of those cells, or you can add more elements. You just go to the 100 plus controls that we have, or you go to the 2000 symbols that we have, and you pick up what you want to show and drag drop to the display. So here, if I want to have a center value gauge, you see, and when you move the mouse, showing red is going to replace this cell. Here you go to insert a cell in the middle. Here you replace this one. So you visually, you can very easily see where those blocks are being included, or you can modify the position of those blocks. And what's really cool is those blocks, they can be what you call a view or a container here. So for instance, is this section here, I want to show the contents of another display or a view, as some products call. We can put what you call a child window. So in this case, this other container, which is the child window, will be inserted here. And this child window can be another page or a view inside your application. So let me get display dots, and I'll pick up another display from this application. And you see the preview is right there, showing the contents of this dashboard is the other window. And if you want to modify those internal views, you just right click and you can add the child display. It go right away to adding the vector graphics that is a child display.
That's perfect.
Very easy. And what's really nice is that when working with those containers, it can be a full vector graphics. I'll not do full demonstration of each one, but there are many other type of containers. You can organize your elements in an expander or in a group. So when you resize, those blocks will be always together, or a stack panel, or horizontal vertical stack panel, or a raw panel. And in our documentation, tech documentation tutorials, we have the explanation what those containers means. But essentially, it's a way to organize those cells with complete flexibility, not having to be a programmer at all.
Beautiful. I know dashboards work with the teams as well. We mentioned them last week, but do you want to just make that note?
I'm sorry?
The dashboards work with the themes as well, the colored themes.
Oh, yes. When like everything else, when you put this application to run, you see here that you can very easily switch the colors of the chart. So the feature to have themes is available also in the entire system. And
Perfect.
this example here, we are switching not all elements, only some of them, and we are switching only between dark and lights, okay? And the way you apply those themes in the application, you see you have lots of freedom. In this, even in some cases, to have some pieces of the application that you not apply. In this example, this machine is a very complex drawing. So in this case, this diagram would be very complex to apply themes. So it's not being applied to this section of the dashboards, but it's being applied to this other one. So when you do your configuration, you have that ability to apply that, not necessarily in entire application, but only the parts that you want to apply. And when you organize those cells, it's visually just drag and drop. And on the right side, you have some additional properties, because you have the properties of the element itself that you are adding, like the child display or data grids or any other elements. So let's put here another example of trend charts, or let's put one that I like, that to be an alarm viewer objects, okay? So when you select the elements, you have all the properties of which element you are showing here, and we have one more, that's the cell configuration. So on the cell configuration, you can define, for instance, if I'm going to have this little title
Nice.
and what to be the contents of the title, what to be the fonts. You can select the margin, the pens, you can apply visibility. There is a few actions you can do to customize the behavior. But the key point is the initial drawing is very simple. And the last one that I'd like to put an emphasis is that you have one that we use a lot also. That's the placeholder.
Nice.
Sometimes you draw your diagram. You don't need necessarily to have the contents of all cells to think how you organize your layout. Because when you do a dashboard, you have the content of each cell. But one thing that you want also to do is see, okay, how will be my overall view of the page by default, and how will be the behavior when I resize that page. So those are some things you need to decide, and to that, those placeholders are really useful. Okay,
Perfect.
good.
I
Go ahead.
No, just think it's worth highlighting that, and you mentioned, but that the dashboards resize really well on iPads, mobile, anything like that. It's automatic from the get-go, and you can see it, like you change the size of the screen, and you can see those sessions.
Yeah, in this button, I ask you to create a new application asking to create these templates, because this template has this simulation button where you can do the simulation to see how your application would look like in different layouts. Okay, of course, your real life application not necessarily need to have this simulation button here.
Yeah.
But the behavior to organize the blocks, and optionally you can change also which icons are visible. You cover that on layout, is built-in behavior on the system. And to wrap up, very important, it's one editor. Okay.
Yes.
So if you go to another page to do some sort of editing, here are all the pages in your application. If you are in a page that's vector drawing, you still have more options here, because this page is a vector page. That other page is a dashboard. And if you go here to lists, you have the list of all pages in your application. And if you want to know which ones are canvas, which one are dashboard, there is lots of information about all the pages in your application, or you can put a card view. So
Nice.
it's very easy to manage applications that even may have some applications 10, 20, 50. In some cases, a few hundred displays. That's not very common, because there are techniques that the same display can multiplex the data. So you have 100 machines that are similar. You are not going to create 100 pages. You create one page and modify to each machine. So, but some applications like large production facilities or some oil and gas refineries, they have many processes, they need custom displays. So we do have application, a few hundred displays, but the tools are designed to handle a large number of displays very easily, not having to know any programming. That's the message for today.
No, and I would highlight all those displays. They work in both Windows applications and web pages. Like, you don't have to build anything again. So you build a dashboard, it looks great. Now it's working on the web just from the get-go.
And frankly, to summarize, I believe going right out, there are many nice tools out there. But man, those tools, I want to do vector graphics. I need this. I want to publish on the web. I need that. on this. So you have to keep managing different tools. And even worse, in many cases, you need to buy an additional license to that. So in our case, it's all integrated at no additional cost, web, Windows, mobile, vector dashboards, all integrated nicely.
Perfect. I think that was pretty good. Anything else to add?
No, just that we're looking forward for you to keep watching those videos.
Yeah, I will note, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. If you have any questions, we'll be online at our Discord server. The link is here on the video description. You can also find it on our website. Our support and engineering team are there for you to answer any questions you may have about the graphical tools or more. And if you have any suggestions for future topics, do let us know. And I would also like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, Mark, for being here. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye.